Alfonso Cuarón is not doing Bond. That's a new rumor. The good news is that Mike Kalinowski is going to be here to discuss it. I just lied to every single one of you. Once again, Mike said he couldn't make it. So it's me and Steph. We like her better anyway. Anyway, so we are going to be talking about that, Star Wars rumors, Marvel rumors, all that and more on this show here today. It is the Kristian Harloff Show with me and Steph Sabraw. Let's get into it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Thursday. Joining me on the show every Thursday, pretty consistently, Steph Sabraw. Now she's hidden in that little corner. I feel so bad for you because I know how that is when you're trying to reorganize things.
It's so bad today. We're just like in the full remodel, and so I just don't have a desk space. So I'm in this corner. But sad. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm like in a hole.
I wish that you were here the last 2 days because I think you would have had a blast.
What happened?
I was out of my mind the last 2 episodes, and in the way that you normally kind of encourage me to be.
Yes.
And so there were 2 really good days that were back to back. So maybe it'll come out today. I don't know. I'm a little bit more subdued today. But did you see? And did you? I do have the thing that Winston did. I won't show the whole video, but did you see what Sam did in the Moon Knight video yet? Have you seen that?
No.
All right. I'm just going to show you Winston's beginning reaction to it. And then you'll see the actual moment itself. Where's it going?
Yeah, I want to see where they're taking this and how this is all going to play out.
How good of an actor is Oscar Isaac?
Oh my God, he's so good.
He's so good. What's going on with this thing?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying. I think I don't want to.
No, it's okay. He's
Okay, I think I love Sam.
Oh my God, Sam is so cute.
I would love to see you guys do something together.
God. The way she got bright red, that was so funny. I've never seen someone have so much confidence in their decision and then completely want to take it back.
I laughed so hard, Steph. I still don't know how.
Oh, man.
I cut my eye. I laughed so hard. I don't know how I did
that was good.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
needed that.
There's more. But we have some stuff to talk about today. Mike's not going to be here today, and as the kids say in certain parts of France, who cares? So we are going to get Cuarón to direct Bond, right? Not so fast. Apparently, he might not direct the next James Bond film. For the past few months, there have been multiple rumors indicating that Children of Men and Gravity director Alfonso Cuarón would be taking the helm of the new James Bond film. The famed filmmaker previously turned down directing Quantum of Solace back in 2008 when Amazon took creative control of the franchise and installed producer David Heyman, who worked with Cuarón on Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban. Cuarón was reportedly interested again. In March came a report indicating that writers had already been hired for the project and that Cuarón had met with Amazon about a new take on the property. In early April, Cuarón himself appeared at a masterclass session in Paris, and while not specifying the film by name, appeared to confirm that the film was under discussion, but emphasized if it happens, indicating that things still had some way to go. Now, World of Real is reporting that, according to their sources, they are hearing it's not happening and he's not going to direct, but they have not been giving a clear reason as to why, beyond speculation, a deal cannot be reached. Cuarón hasn't directed a film since 2018's Roma. He's coming off last year's Apple TV series Disclaimer, which bombed on arrival. Amazon is moving fast on Bond ever since they bought out producers' creative control of the franchise, but nothing is expected to move much until a director is locked in place. All right, Steph, you hear this news, and this is not the best news, I don't think, because I think we were all pretty high on the fact that we'd like to see Alfonso Cuarón do this, but I think, as they say, maybe a deal couldn't get reached. Maybe it's not true at all. Maybe he still is doing it, or maybe he was never going to do it in the first place. What do you make of this news?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I definitely would have loved to see a rendition of his take on the Bond films. It could be a few things like you're saying. I'm not sure. There could have never been a series of thing as it was that we made it. And also it's like when we're dealing with these huge networks like Prime or any other network, you know, you have to be able to work with them, and who knows what they were asking of him or any director who's going to fill this role. Maybe they want to be super hands-on, and maybe he's a director who doesn't want that. I could kind of see that being a thing. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna exactly do, but I was reading some of the just like comments on various articles from fans of the Bond. I wish Mike was here. He should be here to speak about this. It is like, it seems like there's a very mixed idea of where each of them want the Bond franchise to go. And I don't know. I feel like either way, it's going to be super hard shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, it's weird because in one aspect, the argument could be like it's not really shoes to fill because he never really had the position, right?
Oh, but yeah. I mean, just like the open spot of
in general. Yeah, in general, it's a thankless job until it isn't, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like everyone's gonna judge you, everyone's gonna do it. I mean, look at these kids, these poor kids that get the Harry Potter franchise, right? It's like it's so crazy how much things have changed because I was having this conversation yesterday on our live stream, and it's like when a Paige, who's been in the live stream many times over, brought up the point. It's like when we were kind of growing up, not your generation, but more so my generation, when we were growing up, we could just go enjoy movies, not have to have this kind of discourse back and forth. And when actors were announced in movies, they didn't get shit for it because there was no internet really to do that. It's not to say that society wouldn't have done that, by the way. Society, just we didn't have the tools to do that back then. But nonetheless, these kids can't even enjoy the fact that they were cast in this because, you know, they have to, if they go online, which most kids do, they're probably just going to see a bunch of crap that they're getting. So it's not fun for them already. They even started. And the same goes for someone who's going to direct this that the audience doesn't think is right for the directing role, and they don't get an opportunity. And we're guilty of it too. It might be something that they announce and we go, I don't know, their last thing. Like, look at Len Weissman, by the way, who I am not a fan of. I don't think, again, not as a person, I don't know him as a person, but as a director, I don't think he's a very good director. So when they announced him as for Ballerina, I'm like, well, my anticipation just went down on that one. But then when I heard that Chad Stahelski had kind of stepped in and done his thing, my anticipation went up. But it doesn't mean that if you're Len Weissman, you're like, well, F that guy. I didn't get a chance to prove it yet. So, and it's kind of the thing that you're saying with whoever steps in for Bond. So it's going to be tough.
I know. It's just, you're talking about the Harry Potter kids, and it's like, I see them and I'm like, oh, cute. Okay. And I saw a lot of positive comments, but of course there was the negative comments, which is so crazy. It's like this cycle that will never end, even though every time someone gets bullied bad enough to like leave the industry or never do acting again, we're like, okay, we learned our lesson, and then only to happen again. And it's like, we haven't even seen these kids perform. So it's just crazy, but it happens to literally everyone, no matter how proven you are. In this announcement, in this article, I scrolled down to the comments, and there were some comment was like, oh, I hope it's Nolan, he would be great. And then like 50 comments were like, Nolan's overrated. I'm like, you can't even win. You can't win. Can't win.
No, there's always somebody who's going to have something to say about, like, it was even the other day when I told you I had that goofy show that I did on, and I was like, oh, I'm sure everybody is going to enjoy that. It was fun. We laughed. We had a good time.
Right.
And of course, there were people who pushed back on it, didn't. One person who wrote on the thing, first time was good, then the bit got annoying, I tuned out. And in my head, I'm going, fuck off. But publicly, I'm going, fuck off. You know, but either way, it's like, but you can't have everyone enjoying it. You can't. It's like the same way my mom, my dad always told you the same thing. Look, you might want everyone to like you, but not everyone's gonna like you. It's just not how it's gonna go. And especially as you say, when you look and everybody has something to say all the time, because what social media has done is that it has made people not real to the people who are typing, to where they feel in their heads they're never going to meet these people, they're never going to have an interaction with them, they can say whatever they want. In the same way that we have any conversation with anybody, you can just go, oh, this person sucks, they smell, they look like their hair is horrible, blah 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 blah, have this, and you're like, not even considering that the person is looking at it, or even maybe you do consider it and realize, well, I don't care. They're never going to talk to me. They're not going to say that that's, it's not going to affect my life. I can just go on and do whatever I want to do. And you've just ruined somebody's day. Like this poor kid that was cast as Hermione.
Right.
Like she's a child. She is a child. And there are grown people who are out there saying how she shouldn't do this. You haven't even seen this person act. You haven't seen a single frame of this kid, and you're attacking this child for getting cast in a show. Shame on you. Shame on you.
It's wild.
It's horrible.
It's wild. Horrible. I thought they looked adorable. I obviously am curious what they're going to do as a show because I think the movies were great, but it's give them a chance or don't watch it.
Or yeah,
but why bully kids who are probably so excited? They're probably
because
on the internet.
But what I just said to you, Steph, it is a political thing that has happened now, and it has nothing to do with the kids for these people. It's just they're making their statement known. Boom, this is how I feel about it, and they don't. There's no regard for who's taking the brunt of it. And in the same way, look with Bond, when you look at what's going to happen here, as you said, people. You mentioned Nolan and go, no. You mentioned Spielberg. They go, no, he's horrible. Yeah, 5 people or whatever. But whoever, Spielberg shouldn't do Bond. I'm just using him as an example. But I think that Cuarón, getting back to the kind of the heart of what we're talking about with the story here, Cuarón not doing this with Amazon, I think, hurts because I think they need that caliber of director to launch this new era of Bond with Amazon.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel like it would be a very interesting pick, but it's not. I do still think that they can achieve what you're saying, which is find a caliber of director like him. And I agree with you that they should do that because Prime has had good stuff, but it's not been able to like fully distinguish itself yet as its own individual production in the same way that I feel like Apple has done such a great job of. Netflix always has stapled itself that Max is notorious for the certain types of caliber of show. So Prime it feels like desperate to get there, and they're buying these huge franchises, but they haven't yet seemed to be like, oh, like, because I have Prime, honestly, for the in-home theater movies, like the movies that drop. And so I buy those movies. That's why I have it. And like, I love Invincible. I watched Wheel of Time. I liked Rings of Power, but it's not like to me in the same way where you're like, I have to keep this subscription if it wasn't for the movies.
Right. I think they need it. I think they need someone big. So if they don't get Cuarón, we'll see who they do get. But what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. If you notice, there's some comments up on the screen right now. They're doing some new things with StreamYard and in general, YouTube's doing new things that you can do. And I can't access this here. Luke told me about it too, but I guess I can't see it through StreamYard. I guess I can only see it through YouTube. But apparently there's something new that they're doing with YouTube. I'm gonna bring up his text because I can't see it here. And if you what was he telling me? It's apparently there's like a new system that they've added in the live stream that it says like crowns. And apparently the more that someone types in the chat, the higher that they get on the live stream leaderboard. And then when you super chat, you get an even higher score. So it tells like who like the top commenters are and who the most active is on the channel and all those things. So that's something I can't access it. So I have no idea who's what. And Luke just told me about it randomly and this morning, and I don't have any access to it, so I can't tell you. That's all I know. Anyway, I'm going to tell this story about what Mandalorian and Grogu, and then we'll move on to tell you about some great stuff we have going on the channel. But right now, Steph, I do this. I'm still producing for the Sackhoff Show for the Clips channel, and she just had Brendan Wayne on, who essentially really is the Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal does the voice, but Brendan Wayne is the Mandalorian. For anybody who how often does he even talk? The majority of stuff that you're seeing is Brendan Wayne. So I think that it's Brendan Wayne is number one, the most of the character, and then Pedro Pascal comes in to lend his voice. But anyway, the point is Brendan Wayne will be starring in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and this is an update. The odds of The Mandalorian Season 4 suggest The Mandalorian Grogu's success will dictate not only the future of its leads, but Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie. Josh Wilding says, The Mandalorian Season 4 was scheduled to go into production shortly before 2023's Hollywood strikes brought the film and television industry to a halt. Scripts had been written, but the downtime saw Disney decide that Din and Grogu's next adventure should be a feature instead. Given their popularity and Season 3's open-ended conclusion, it's not hugely surprising that the House of Mouse is eager to cash in on The Mandalorian success by shifting focus from streaming subscribers to box office revenue. 6 years since The Rise of Skywalker was released, getting Star Wars back into theaters after Kathleen Kennedy essentially turned it into a small-screen property has become a priority for Bob Iger. Well, why? Well, Moana 2 was originally a Disney Plus TV series and grossed over $1 billion last year. Lilo and Stitch was similarly destined for streaming, only to break box office records over Memorial Day weekend. Starting with two hugely popular characters is a wise move, but as of now, we don't know what the future holds in store for both beyond the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming to theaters in 2026. A new rumor doubles down on the streaming adventures being over. Daniel Rickman says, there won't be a season 4 of The Mandalorian. If the movie succeeds, a sequel will be made. However, if it flops, it will serve as the final chapter for Mando and could also put Dave Filoni's movie at risk. Ahsoka Season 2 is in production, and the expectation is that this era of storytelling will conclude with Filoni's planned movie. Much was once said about that setting for the stage for the sequel trilogy by explaining how Supreme Leader Snoke and the First Order gained power. Instead, it appears Filoni is forging his own path with a story about Grand Admiral Thrawn and the Mortis gods. Lucasfilm plans for the Star Wars franchise remain unclear. In fact, it's hard to say whether there is one. Filoni is responsible for creating a cohesive narrative. It's played out at a glacial place with no obvious end in sight. At Celebration, Favreau largely dodged questions about The Mandalorian Season 4. He said, right now I'm focused on the feature because we still have another year of the story. You discover so much as you edit, film, and put it together with visual effects. Right now, we're really locked in on the big screen story that's coming. A lot of people know these characters, haven't seen the show, so it's just that there are people who saw the show and people who don't know the characters. There's a big range. We want to reward people who've been there since the beginning, but also invite new audiences in. Starring, that's so unfair. They say it's starring Pedro Pascal. He's probably in it for 6 seconds. They should give Brandon Wayne a credit here. Sigourney Weaver, Jeremy Allen White, Johnny Coyne, Brendan Wayne, and yeah, Pedro Pascal's in it for like a second. Anyway, so coming out in May 2022. Sorry, May 22, 2026. Yeah, I mean, I think this is pretty much a given, right? Stuff that we know that this doesn't do well. Clearly, they're gonna have to redesign things. It's like I'm on two minds in this thing. It's like I really like Favreau a lot. Really like what he brings to the table, and I like him as a director. I like his senses and his storytelling and all that, and I want to see it succeed. The other part of me is like, maybe they almost need to learn a lesson to stop playing in the same freaking sandbox and try new things and move over and do other things. And maybe, I don't know if I want to see a Filoni movie anymore. I don't know if I want to see another season of Mandalorian. It's like, it's just not, that's that narrative that Filoni has put. It's not interesting to people anymore. Some people, I shouldn't say it not everybody, but some people. But I also want it to succeed because I want to see Star Wars succeed. I want to see what happens with the movie. I want to see Sigourney Weaver being in her first Star Wars movie and it hits. I hope that they bring back that kind of magic. But I do think this is the end of The Mandalorian in general. And I do actually think this movie is going to do very well because it has been, regardless of what people say, and people are like, Star Wars is not dead. It's limping, but it's not dead. Dead means no one cares. So if you can get people back into the audience, it will show the audience back into the theater. It will show that it still has an opportunity to succeed. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel similarly in the sense that I want it to succeed. I think it will succeed. I think that it's gonna I do think it has potential to be a really fun movie in terms of like groundbreaking Star Wars. It's in its position in terms of like it's revolving around the world that they already created in the seasons that came before it. So I think it will be good and I'm excited to see it. But what I'm really curious about like is what happens next. Going off that, because I don't necessarily feel like Mandalorian and Grogu should dictate the direction of where they're going with the new material because it's already been with the older stuff, and I think it's just kind of capping it off. And Ahsoka season 2 flies into it. So I am curious, but I kind of think it's going to be similar to season 1. And then but I want to see what the decision is after that. Like what what comes after that. And I guess so I don't know how important it is to see the reaction of Mandalorian and Grogu.
Well, I mean, I think it is. It's you're saying you don't think it's important to see how people respond to it?
No, I think it's important, obviously, but I don't think it's necessarily a good meter for what the future interest will be like or what they should be story wise focusing on.
Well, it does if you're going to go down the Dave Filoni route, where if you're going to give him that movie plus Ahsoka and all that, then you could say, well, look, people just didn't go and support it. They don't really care as much. But if they really show up to support it, you're going to be like, okay, well, they want to see more. So we'll greenlight a sequel and we'll greenlight more. Let's see how Ahsoka season 2 does. And then, yeah, let's see how this, and if people really care and they end Ahsoka season 2 strong and Mandalorian and Grogu does well and they want to see how this all wraps up, then yeah, let's keep going. People, there's an interest for it. But if people don't show up for it, and if they rely too much on the volume and they try to cut costs because they want to do $120 million movies, which I'm all about. I'm all about doing small budgets, but you also can't sacrifice the look of it and make me feel like I'm watching, just I know that it's not real. If you make me feel that it's not real, I'm in my head, I'm going to go, this isn't real. You got to have suspension of disbelief sometimes. But you also want to feel like you're actually it's that classic first shot 1977. The reason why everyone fell in love with that movie, and that spaceship comes over, you believe you're watching a spaceship in space, and who cares? Yeah, it's making noise. Who gives a shit? It's like, I feel that's real. And if you have too much of that, the volume, you're going to lose people in the same way that I think and as I've said, I know that I've been very critical of Filoni over the last year or two. There are many episodes of Mandalorian season 1 and 2 that he's directed that I thought were excellent, by the way. Excellent. And I don't know if he wrote those. I don't think he's a good writer. I think he's a good storyteller. I don't think he's a good writer. And I think it is a bad decision for to have him write the entire season of Ahsoka season 2 again. And then followed up by him writing a full feature film, which he's never done ever. That could be a colossal error. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm it's so crazy. I feel like it should be studied how quickly tides in the fandom turned on Filoni, because I feel like we talk about this all the time. There was so many years where people were like, give him the reins to basically everything. And it was just because the Clone Wars was so great and Rebels was great. And then it just hasn't worked as much as his animated work has. And that it's not bad. It just is not moving Star Wars forward in a direction that I feel like will keep me as a loyal fan. In the same way that I feel like when I'm watching Andor, I'm like, oh, I'm like gonna go back and watch all the movies. I'm a Star Wars girl. I forgot that. It's like, oh, these are fun, but it's not like it's not the same. It's not moving me forward with the
It's a different type of investment. And what I think though is I don't think he gets that. I think he thinks that he's still because he shows up at Star Wars Celebration and people are screaming and yelling and cosplaying as characters he created. He thinks that it's all that. There's so many fans. That's one group, and there's a reason why it's not working. He is too bubbled up into this one thing, and that's why I think maybe they do need that kind of reality check is where Iger goes, no, you're not doing your movie. And he goes, oh, I guess I'm not doing my movie anymore. And it's because this is another reason why I think they're also going to pay attention to this too. This is another thing that I'm surprised wasn't mentioned in the article. I also think that whether or not he gets the keys to the castle is also part of the success of Mandalorian Grogu. Because if it's the same thing, if it's his, I know that he doesn't have as much to do with it as much as Favreau does, but the point is it's his story, it's his narrative. It's the world he's playing in. So if it does $1 billion and they go, Dave, go. And then you know what? There's $1 billion. Now go do this and do that and make the same freaking animation style you've been doing for a million times over because people want to see it. And that's the case, because I saw someone in the, did you watch Star Wars Underworld?
No.
Bored to tears. I watched one episode. Bored to tears. Turned it off. Said, not going back. Same stuff I've seen 1 million times over. It's the same story. Saj Ventress is predictable. This. Here comes Cad Bane doing it. Same thing. Bailed after one episode. I'm like, yeah, it's just, I can tell you everything that's about to happen in this. I'm done with his universe. It's like, we don't want Dave Filoni Star Wars. We want Star Wars. In general, we want new takes. That's what I think Tony Gilroy did so well. He didn't give you Tony Gilroy Star Wars. He gave you Star Wars, but he gave you a different twist in it and different things and layered it. That's the type of Star Wars. We don't need we don't need Tony Gilroy, but we need that kind of mindset to make these things. We don't need Dave Filoni's rules and what you can do and what you can't do. It's not working. It is not working. So Dave Filoni needs to step aside and go back to animation. That's my take on it. But makes $1 billion. That is not going to happen. Anyway, what do you guys think about it? Put your thoughts in there. Do you think Mandalorian Grogu is going to make a lot of money, and will we see that Filoni movie? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. All right, before we move on, we're going to get to, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm excited, as I've been telling you about with Trade Coffee. I've been telling you about Factor. I'll tell you about both of them. Here you go. I've really been making fitness a priority lately, and I want to make sure that my nutrition is part of that. So I've been getting Factor, man. And Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating pretty easy. They're dietitian approved, and they're ready to heat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel up right then and there. No matter what life throws at you. The great thing about Factor, it arrives fresh and it's fully prepared. It's perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. I can tell you it's been an absolute lifestyle changer for me. It's got over 40 options across 8 dietary performances on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfast, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. You can reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. So you want to eat smart with Factor. You get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use the code FactorPodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That is code FactorPodcast at factormeals.com/FactorPodcast. You get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Factor. I'm always excited to talk about Trade Coffee. Coffee's not just a drink. Honestly, it's like a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the bridge between when you're half asleep and you're ready to just conquer the day. I know it is for me. And if it is that essential, why do you want to settle for anything less than extraordinary? That's where Trade comes in. I love Trade so much. It is part of my routine every morning. It is the #1 U.S. coffee destination. It brings you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Trade's prices are on par with grocery store brands, but the quality, though, it's for me, it's next level. Plus, you are supporting local roasters. It really is a win-win. If you're headed out on summer vacation with Trade subscription flexibility, you can pause it, you can shift delivery when you're away, and resume when you're home, ensuring that you're going to get the coffee. I swear by Trade Coffee, guys. You know I do. If you've been watching my show long enough, you know that I can't shut up about Trade Coffee. I love them. I love the different qualities. I love the quantity. I love the taste. I love the smell of it. I love Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Christian. That is a deal. That is drinktrade, TRADE.com/Christian. Get 50% off for your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/Christian. Thank you to Trade. Thank you to Factor. The links are in the description. I hope that you guys are checking that stuff out. It helps out the channel so much when you do, and you're getting yourself something wonderful. Steph, I didn't tell you. So you got right now, you got 14 questions.
Okay.
Mike won last week. Do you want to guess who you're going up against and how much the person got? Oh,
okay, my guess is Roxy.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were okay.
A little blurry. And I think that she got 81.
Okay, you're way off.
Okay.
So you should I tell you the number first and then tell you who it was?
Yes.
All right, the number is 222.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who is that heavyweight?
It was me. And I had somebody with me. Do you want to know who?
Who?
Oh, you know.
Oh my gosh. So you're holding it down.
Yep.
I should have known.
Look at me. Oh, you
I'm sorry for not.
Hey, man, that's cool. Oh,
yeah.
All right. That's what happens when you hit 222. The ladies.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I throw all my cards on the table.
Oh, now look at my tushy. Look at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember when you did this. Oh.
Right. And how did you feel?
He's gone. He left.
Oh.
But 222 is what we looked at. 222.
Okay. So here's the thing, guys, across the screen for me. I need you today.
Look
all right.
I like that.
I'm in the corner of a room.
I know.
Just absolute. It's just like gloomy. I need to pick me up.
Yeah. At 15. At 15 right now, pretty good considering, it's only been a half an hour in. But this is it. All right, let's see. I want to bring this up because did you see Lilo and Stitch yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. The box office for Lilo and Stitch is pretty damn big. 392 so far. 392 so far, and it is crushing at the box office. And I think again, I just got the invite for Ilio, right? Which is another one. It's these movies, whether it's and if Ilio's good, it's got a good shot to make some money too. But Ilio, How to Train Your Dragon, Lilo and Stitch, what's the other one? Zootopia 2. I'm telling you, talking to my daughter the other day, she's like, she wants to go to the movies now because she has something to see. And I talked to my again, parents at the school who are taking the kids to see it. And now all these families have things to go and check out. And if you get, especially with the kids getting out of summer and everything too, those movies are going to annihilate. They're going to annihilate. So I just think that there's so many different. You look at the movies that make the $1 billion. I mean, look at Minecraft. It's another one that crushed. And it's just if you get families into the kids, you can get kids off their phones. You know, then you're going to do very well. I don't know. Were you expecting that to do?
I thought it was definitely going to do well. I feel like they picked like the most perfect actress to play Lilo, which even she got hate. And I'm like, you guys are so weird. She's perfect and she was
perfect. That girl was perfect.
She's so cute. And so but anyways, I'm happy it did well. I was thinking it was going to do good because a few things. Everyone loves the original IP, and also then the casting went over well, and then the trailer was good, so people seemed excited about it, but I'm glad it actually did perform well. And it's seeming like that, like with Inside Out 2, I feel like there's been more and more commotion over these kids movies than ever, which is interesting because you wonder what the state of the box office is and what gets people to the theater, and it's just a nice surprise, that there is something, and it's so cute. It's family oriented.
The girl was so good. It was, and I just watched the original after I saw the remake, so I was looking at the comparisons and other things and the way they did. There were some things that some things that they changed that I wish I wouldn't have. Other things they added, which I thought was good. But yeah, I mean, then especially after watching Karate Kid Legends, Lilo and Stitch was a damn masterpiece.
Oh no,
it's just not good stuff. It's not terrible. It's just not. It's just not good. I was texting back and forth with Ellis this morning. He's like, "Is it terrible?" It wasn't terrible. It's just one of those movies that you put it on streaming and you don't really care if you're paying attention or not. You know what I mean? So
right. So, question, and I don't know if this matters at all, but so I've only really seen. I think I've only seen the original Karate Kid with Mr. Miyagi, and
ignore that. I don't know. It's just stupid. Oh my god, I hate it so much. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's really pump up.
It stops. It just starts it after having the site up for like 10 minutes. It just starts. Go ahead.
Was there a specific, because this one's about it's a martial artist, not karate. Was there a drop off between karate and martial arts? Or like a change?
You're saying
I know it is a martial arts, but
you're saying the difference between karate and kung fu?
Yeah.
Kung Fu was the 2010 one with Jackie Chan and Jaden, right? So the whole premise, which I liked the idea of it, was that the Miyagi and basically the Miyagi heritage combined the idea of Kung Fu and karate together, and that's how the branch kind of connects, right? Is that both Kung Fu and karate. So here's this kid who's been teaching karate, who's been taught Kung Fu his life. He moves to New York and gets into the same exact story that Daniel did for a little bit, and then he has to get into this tournament against the new Johnny, but this time he can't just do it with Kung Fu. He's got to learn karate also. So now here comes Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together to teach this kid, but the problem is they're in it for 25 minutes, maybe tops the whole movie. The movie's only an hour and a half long. It's so inconsistent. The main kid is fine. He's good. He's better than fine. He's good. He's given nothing to work with. It's just not a good movie. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I like the actor for sure. But I saw the reviews in the article you sent. I was like, ugh.
It's not great. It's not great. So that's one of the, I guess, that is one of the topics, isn't it? Well, let's just get to that then. I was going to do a different story, but considering we're talking about it, we might as well. So let's get to the rest of it because it's a bummer. I mean, by the way, I was a big, and still am, big Cobra Kai fan. I have had the opportunity to not only speak with Ralph Macchio and interview him a few times. The coolest thing ever. I can't remember how big of a Karate Kid fan I was, Steph. Like the 1984 version, like what to me that was. I remember clear as day when my mom took me to see that. I was like 7 or whatever I was, and I saw that movie and I was just blown away by it. Loved him as a kid. Just said, "Oh, that's the East Coast guy." And when Cobra Kai crushes, he comes back. And I had the pleasure, because of the guys who created the show, John, Josh, and Hayden, they invited me to host the Netflix event at Nokia right around, I think like 2022. I got to host the whole entire thing, and the whole cast was there and everything. And I was just hanging out backstage with Ralph Macchio, walking around bullshitting about baseball, and we were just for like the whole time. And I brought him and Billy Zabka up on stage, and it was great. It was like a very surreal thing. So I always root for Ralph Macchio. I always root for him. But this was not. He was good in it. He was fine. But yeah. So here are all the reviews in general, and I haven't even seen this one. Double checking to see what it is. Karate Kid Legends reviews are in. The new Karate Kid has turned out to be no Cobra Kai. That's the other big mistake, by the way. Big, huge mistake. They should have related it to Cobra Kai. It's the whole reason they did this movie in the first place, is because there was a love for Cobra Kai, and because of what they did, and they didn't. It's not related to it at all. The reviews are in. The film bringing together the original Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio, with the 2010 reboots, Mr. Han, as they help train a new prodigy, Ben Wong, for a martial arts showdown. The results sadly aren't great. 43 reviews. The film sits at 56%. Worse than Cobra Kai at 94%. I mean, no shit, that's worse. The original 1984 film at 81. 81 is all the 84 one has? Eat shit. 2010 reboot is 67%. However, it did do better than the original sequels, 48%, 15, and 7. Well, it is not better than Karate Kid 2, I can tell you that. Not even close. Similar story on Metacritic, where it's at 55 out of 100, which is on par with the 1986 sequel, above the other sequels at 36 out of 100, but behind the original and 2010 reboot, both at 61 over 100, along with Cobra Kai at 70 out of 100. Sampling of reviews: heartwarming, exciting, and surprising. Karate Kid Legends had me laughing, gasping, tearing up, and cheering. Don't mistake it for another sequel. See it in theaters and take the kids. I highly disagree with Christy Chilko. There are way better things to see with the kids, and I was not laughing. It's not hard to feel for Lee when he's getting knocked around because Wong so quickly established himself as likable and empathetic screen presence. I don't disagree with Alonzo. I think that he is very good, the kid, and I think he is likable, but they don't earn a lot of the emotion. Neither is fun as the early seasons of Cobra Kai, nor as effective as the 2010 reboot. Legends heavily relies on franchise favorites by bringing nothing new to the party. Agree with Tara Brady. Simon Thompson, Simon's a good guy. Feels too thin too often, and a missed opportunity when it comes to tapping into the franchise's deeper emotional legacy. Same page. Let's see what else. Is there anybody else we know here? Anyway, the film is slated to open this Friday with 25 to 30 million. Okay, not bad at all for a fairly cost-effective 45 million budget. That's true. The question is, can you keep people involved in it? But what I think, Steph, is going to happen is I think they're going to get a lot of Cobra Kai fans in there, and I think a lot of Cobra Kai fans are going to be disappointed.
Oh, bummer. Yeah. Because that's like the lifeline, what's keeping the franchise going along.
Yep.
Yeah, I was bummed to see this. I really thought that it was gonna be received well. It looked like a nice trailer. I liked the cast involved, and then the reviews are pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I just don't recommend seeing it in the theater. It's like you see it in streaming. I think what's going to happen, stuff you see in streaming, you go, it's not bad because you didn't have to go in the theater to watch it. It's just empty. It's like it's a lot of calories, you know.
Okay,
that's what it is. It's a lot of calories. So
you think the issues are in the script?
Yeah,
in the story.
Yeah,
the story itself.
Stuff. There's this whole thing. Like, and again, as I broke it down yesterday, to do it again real quick. So here's this kid. It's the first, the movie Karate Kid movie pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. So same thing. Here's this kid. He lives somewhere else. His mom gets a job, takes him somewhere, goes to a new place. This time it's New York. Here he goes. He's there. He meets a girl, the new Allie. And they hit it off. But guess who Allie's boyfriend is? Allie's boyfriend, or this girl, not Allie, but the new Allie. Her boyfriend is the king of the karate, and he's got a bad sensei. And they get into a scuffle, and he beats the piss out of him. And what's he going to do now? He's probably going to train. That's the original. It's the same movie. And then you're like, oh, okay, so they're just going to do the same movie. Then they throw in this side plot with her dad, played by Joshua Jackson, who owns this pizzeria. And now he's this boxer. He used to be a boxer, but he owes money to loan sharks. And so the loan sharks come in to collect the money. We need our money, Joshua Jackson, or we're going to call you Pacey. And they get there, and they're in the alley, and here comes the kid who just got his ass kicked by the other 17 or 18-year-old, whatever he is. He's flipping off the walls like SpiderMan, and he's doing kung fu, and he's kicking the crap out of all three of these guys, no problem. Turns into a Jason Statham movie, and you're like, well, first of all, why didn't he do that against the other kid? And then why do I feel like I'm going to get emotionally attached to the fact that we know he's going to be able to do all this stuff? You thought Daniel LaRusso knew a little bit of karate from some class that he took, but he couldn't stand up to the Cobra Kai. They were beating the shit out of him. He needed to learn. He needed to, and you had to feel for him, and you just never do that with this movie. And that's just in this whole side plot with he starts training the dad to fight. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That was a good summary of what I could so see as being. I would feel the same thing. It's bad when you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, they added that in, and I'm seeing that as kind of fair criticism of The Last of Us, the last episode, and some of the episodes leading up to it, where it was like they just felt like the writers were making like the most dramatic scenarios of every single situation and putting these characters in kind of like unrealistic situations to what you've presented of the character.
Right.
And that's a bummer when you're watching that as a viewer, because it takes you out and you're like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm in the writer's
I went in
room.
like this. I went, come on, let's go. I was so excited to get there. I was like it was a nice day in the city. I'd walked to the theater. I was sitting down. I had my headphones on before the movie began. I was like, it was good. I was happy. Movie starts. I'm like, here we go. Let's go. New Karate Kid movie. And then I was just like, and plus the fact Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are in it for like, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jackie
Chan's in 20 minutes.
He might be in it a little longer because he's on like a couple of phone calls with the kid here and there. But like they don't, and how they team up and get each other to New York is, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, we spent too much time on this, and the audience. Okay. Okay, you're at 19. You need about just over 200, just over 203 to tie. So let's see, next one, and this is a big rumor. The rumor is that Spider-Man Brand New Day is now eyeing Batman Forever. That's you don't have to. That's the role that they throw as Batman Forever. Nicole Kidman is literally in everything. I feel like she comes out with a new TV show or a new movie every other Wednesday. Am I wrong?
No, she is booked and busy.
She's always working. I like Nicole Kidman. She's always working. She's always banging young dudes in the movie. Good for her. Spider-Man, Brand New Day is expected to begin shooting this July, and a new rumor suggests that Marvel Studios is now eyeing Aquaman star Nicole Kidman. Now it's Aquaman to play the movie's mysterious female villain. Multiple sources have now said that Marvel Studio plans to cast a female villain for Spider-Man Brand New Day. We've heard the studio is looking for someone between the ages of 30 and 50 to play the mysterious antagonist, though we remain in the dark about who she is. The wall crawler only has a handful of female foes. It's not outside the realm of possibility that a character like Hobgoblin or Chameleon could be gender swapped. Today, My Time to Shine Hello brings word that Aquaman and Batman Forever star, they combined it this time, Nicole Kidman is being eyed to play Spider-Man Brand New Day's Big Bad. It's unclear whether she's in talks, but given her history with comic book movies, we see no reason why the Oscar winner wouldn't jump at the chance to join the MCU. Kidman, meanwhile, is another big name Marvel Studios would no doubt be eager to bring back into the fold. The Oscar winner has many credits to her name, including Practical Magic, Moulin Rouge, Paddington, The Perfect Couple, Baby Girl, and every other movie ever created. With Mark Ruffalo's Hulk expected to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day, we also can't discount the possibility of her portraying a villain from the wider MCU. 2018, she explained what drew her to a project like Aquaman. She said, I knew that James Wan was going to do something interesting and really fun. I've wanted to work with him since he started out in Australia in a low-budget horror, and I followed his career. I do this with directors. I follow certain directors. Been following James, and he showed me some of the drawings he was doing. He said, this is why you have to be in the movie, because I've drawn her to look like you. Brand New Day shares a title with a controversial era of storytelling, which saw Marvel Comics give the wall crawler a fresh start by ending his marriage to Mary Jane Watson and making his identity secret again. He faced many new sinister foes during that time, was surrounded by an overhauled supporting cast, included a resurrected Harry Osborn. Okay, so the first part about, even though we joke, getting Nicole Kidman, you're gonna, you're bringing star power to your movie. Obviously, I'm surprised she hasn't been in the Marvel Cinematic Universe already. You know what I mean?
I know. It is interesting, and I don't know. I don't get fatigue of her. I don't have it right now, so yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to this at all. I feel like I just was reading something about her. I feel like it was in like 2017 or something. She said that she wanted to work with like 8 female directors in the next few years, and she ended up working with like 20 or more than that. It was a crazy number, but I like how she works with directors she likes. So with like Dwan, and that makes sense. Like with all the projects she's been working on, they kind of feel like she's attached to them in her own personal way. So I feel like if she does a Marvel movie, it'll be because she has a good relationship with the director and she likes the character and the script. But I'm not like need her in it, but if she was in it, I'd be like, great, cool. And then I was
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know who she would be, and I am curious who the villains are going to be in this movie and how many there are going to be. And I saw some things being like, I wonder if she ties into Sadie's character at all. So it's interesting.
I think the rumor about Sadie Sink is true, that they're going to have her play Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst's kid from the multiverse. I think that's
it would make sense.
I think that's true. I do know some things about this movie. I do not know that. That I do not know. I knew about the whole thing a long time ago. I know about another character that's definitely in it. But I wouldn't even know who Nicole Kidman is. I guess I should check. I guess I should check in and see who she's playing or who she could play. I kind of would like to see her play someone not over the top though. Because even in Aquaman, it was a little over the top as the queen, like this big kind of, oh, there's the queen. I'd like to see her play a normal person who's just like almost like what Gyllenhaal did when he wasn't, in that role where he was so good in the beginning of that movie, not only tricking Peter that he was a good guy, but tricking us that he was a good guy. And the way that he did that, and then obviously when you get to the thing where he's running around as Mysterio is you get back into the typical villain stuff. But I thought that's the type of role I'd love to see her do. I'd love to see her use her skills as an actress to really get us locked in. And if she's going to turn on him later on down the line, fine. But I don't need her to be some big bombastic character.
Yeah, I hear that. I think I agree with that. I think those villains are more more style in general.
Did you anyway? Before I move on to something else, what do you think if Nicole Kidman joins the MCU? Would you like that in general? Who do you think she should play? Put your thoughts in there. We want to know. Did you watch this movie, the one on Apple that everyone's pooping on? The the Natalie Portman and John Krasinski movie?
I'm halfway through it.
We started it last night. I only got through the beginning of it, but and it's because Guy Ritchie. I like Guy Ritchie. Is it bad?
I love Guy Ritchie. No, I don't think it's bad. I love Guy Ritchie. I will actually watch anything he does. He's really one of my favorites. It's not like his best work. I mean, in the sense that I didn't stay up to finish it, but I am going to return to it. It's good, and I think that the cast is likable and the story is cute, but it's not as, I feel like when you watch Guy Ritchie stuff, you're kind of looking for that like grounded but really like violent set of the streets or a situation. It's not, it's more like Indiana Jones esque.
Even right, but it's got even more like but maybe not as much. I shouldn't say I gotta watch the whole thing, but more like The Mummy, maybe.
Yes. Okay. Totally.
Yeah, but I mean, what I've seen so far, I mean, like I said, I didn't watch the rest of it. We didn't finish it. It's only because it was late, not for any other reason. And it's I don't know what is John Krasinski. I don't dislike John Krasinski, but like it's when I don't know if I ever bought him as a leading man. I don't know. I think he's a good director.
I think he's fun. Like he does a good job of being funny, and I like him as a leading man, but so there's something that's not like amazing about the movie, but it's good.
Okay. About the movie. Okay. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna check it out and see. We have one more story before we jump into the questions here, Steph. But yeah, I'm excited for this last one here, because what does it mean? We don't know. The Penguin showrunner shares season 2 update, confirms that the Batman spinoffs are in the works. Don't get us excited. The showrunner is talking about Batman. Lauren LaFranc has shared a vaguely optimistic update on the second season of the HBO series while confirming more plans for the Batman spinoff shows. The Penguin proved to be a big hit for HBO and Warner Brothers DC Studios, as it was met with rare levels of acclaim and award recognition for a comic book-based project. With this in mind, a second season would seem like a foregone conclusion, but the Penguin happens to find itself in an unusual position. Now officially listed as a limited series, the Penguin served as a setup for Matt Reeves' The Batman sequel, which we haven't had any official updates on in quite a while. Reports indicate the movie script hasn't been completed, which likely hinders any potential movement on the Penguin season 2. There's also the question of whether Colin Farrell would want to return as Oz. The actor is expected to appear in the Batman sequel. He didn't sound too overjoyed at the prospect of donning the prosthetics back in 2024 interview. We did that already. While appearing as a guest on Deadline's Crew Call podcast, Lauren LaFranc was asked for an update on the status of the second season and revealed that she's in the process of exploring what that would be, if there'll be more. Beyond Colin, it depends on whether there's a story we can make richer than what we've done. And she has an idea. She's fully arced everything. She also confirmed that the Batman spinoffs are in early stages of development, but didn't reveal any detail. Reeves has previously hinted that a legal drama focusing on Harvey Dent could be possible. I feel like this is someone who is media savvy. She's a very good showrunner. She did a great job in season 1. I feel like she is media savvy. And what I mean by that is, hey, clearly people want this show. Clearly people want the Batman 2. Clearly people want more inside of this. James Gunn, Peter Safran probably want to focus on where they are. There's not going to be any decisions until after Superman comes out. But if you can politic the audience and say, hey, we do it, because you're not lying if you're saying things are in development, because you do have things in development. There have been talks about it. You're not lying if you said you've mapped things out. Hey guys, listen, we know how much you want it, but I'm just letting you know, I have this whole thing mapped out. All they got to do is give me the call and it's going to happen. But it's not that simple. They are not going to announce or do anything until Superman comes out. If Superman does very well, regardless of what people want to hear, I find it highly doubtful that we're going to see this universe continue. What do you make of all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. I think if Superman does well, which I think it will, and I think that they'll just move forward, and there's a world in which Matt Reeves wants to finish it, and they also want that at DC. But I think that there's like a few options that I would be totally fine with. I'm in agreement with. I'm with the fans where I would love to see a continuation of the story moving forward. There's multiple aspects of the story I'm interested in. Obviously, Penguin and Batman, but also Sophia and Celine.
Say it again. What's the name of the show?
Which part? Penguin.
Yes.
Sophia and Celine, I want to watch the breakout and what they do. I could live in that world for an entire season with just them two, because they're both set up both in the movie and in the show as great characters, and I think they could serve as a really good bridge of the movie to the show. And I also think that there's a world in which they do, if Matt Reeves for whatever reason can't come back, I do think there's a world in which I would trust the showrunners of Penguin to move forward with Robert Pattinson in a season 2.
Right. Let's see what happens.
But I don't think that will happen. But that could be cool, and I wouldn't be like, don't touch it. Don't touch the universe. I feel like they've proved that the show felt like it was the exact same place.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think? You think we're ever going to see any more of the Batman stuff at all? Or you think this was good politicking? Put your thoughts in there. We got to know. All right, let's get to these questions. Steph, you need around just under 200 in order to tie.
Easy.
The crowns. There are crowns now. This is what Luke's telling us. Basically, the more you type in the chat, the more you get on the board. It's kind of weird. So it's like, okay, we'll see. We'll see. It's a new YouTube thing. So comment away, and then we'll find out today who commented the most. I have a funny feeling I know who it's going to be. All right, let's see. So, what is the first question? As I said, we got 26 in an hour.
Okay.
Steph has pulled off the impossible before. Joe Reeder, Curious if an opinion you had originally changed after a rewatch with Sam, or catching anything you missed the first time and now have more appreciation for it. Specifically with Sam, I can get into a few, but I think the one that comes back when I was doing rewatches in general, before we were kind of recording them, when we were just doing the rewatch series with myself, Winston, and Coy, I think Guardians 2 was, my opinion, definitely changed on that one for sure. But rewatching with Sam, I would say the Eternals, for the worse. Like I still like it. But it is. I can see how dull it is. It's dull and it goes on too long. I'm trying to think other ones that I watched that I said. That's the one that stands out. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I watched that I was like, okay. But speaking of reactions, you just did Tropic Thunder for the first time.
Oh, well, that was so long ago, but yeah, that was amazing. That's one of my favorite movies ever now.
I have to watch that reaction. You must have been laughing your ass off.
It is. Oh my gosh. But I also was kind of, it's like, it's so funny and so unbelievable that I was in a state of shock. Like, this is an amazing script and this is insane that they pulled this off.
I remember seeing that in the theater, and it was like going to a comedy club at 10 at night, and it wasn't, but it felt like that.
Right. Tom Cruise alone, like, that makes me be like, oh, I want to grab a beer with this guy.
I didn't know it was him at first.
I know.
It was so crazy. Mad Sinister McCall made a pitch with Paramount for a Mission Impossible Paddington crossover. There you go. Involving fixing Mike's internet. I was physically removed by an executive. That's fair. But I'll tell you, Mike, that's the reason Mike is actually here. He just doesn't realize he's not on the air because his internet is frozen the whole time.
Yep. Yeah. But you should pitch that to the studio. I feel like they would love it.
I think he did. I think he said they escorted him out of the office.
Oh, that's surprising.
DUI champ. Kristian, dumb question. I'm moving from dad caps to flat brim caps, changing with the times. Have you considered the new generation's flat brims? They're huge on the noggin like a train conductor's. No. But I'll tell you what I did do, and I almost did this, Steph. But then I said to myself, "What am I going to wear this thing?" I walked into this. We were going to like these thrift shops with the family on the weekends, and I walked into this one, and there was a straight up like Indiana Jones hat that was awesome, and it was like an old school 1920s type hat, 1920s, 30s. And my wife's like, "That surprisingly doesn't look bad on you," and I was like, I came so close in buying it. And then I said, what am I going to want? I'm going to wear it for like one show.
I feel like you would spend your whole life trying to find an outfit to wear it with. That made sense.
I know. Well, look, you got Derek Johnson here, Steph, so you never know. I watched the first part of your show. F that plastic knife. Yeah, I had beef with a plastic knife yesterday, Steph.
Oh, gosh. Usually it's the plastic fork that kills me. Like, what is your purpose?
Fork you. Derek Johnson, what would be your call sign if you're president? Hey, asshole, I think.
I don't know, like flying baddie out.
Yeah. What would be your call sign if you're a fighter pilot? Call sign for fighter, I would be watch out. Hey, here, who's coming through? It's watch out. Why? It's the first thing that came to mind. Is there any thought behind it? Nope. You froze finally. I was waiting for that to happen the whole show. Didn't happen except right now. There we go. Let's see. Look at this. Is she gonna disappear, guys? What do you think? Let's see.
Oh yeah. Come on, Steph. Come back to us. Hello. You're frozen. I'm standing on your shoulder. I'm standing on your shoulder.
I would be.
Oh, you heard me? Wait a minute. You were frozen. She's still frozen.
Now I'm back. Oh no!
I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah, you froze for a bit there.
I know, like, it's so sad.
Come on. He's not leaving.
Big ball.
Get out of there. Horrible. Anyway. Okay, so what was your call sign?
Like
not Steez?
Now it's like defeated Phoenix Steez.
Oh, okay.
Miss Steez. 29
so far. That's not bad. Considering you could potentially have an hour left. You got a shot. You're the one person I never really count out on this because I've seen you come back so many different times. Roka had a good run. on Monday coming back, but unless you don't know this yet because you haven't been here. But I told you, did I tell you that we're working on I'm working on a pilot right now?
No.
So the goal is that we're going to finish the script. We're going to get it to a place we're going to do the Kickstarter thing for it, right? I have a role for you as a vegan influencer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can slay.
Yeah, I know you would.
No
it's
work.
written for you.
That's so fun.
Yeah, you're gonna be it's when I tell you what the actual role is, you're gonna love it. It's perfect.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read it. That's awesome.
We did that one already. Okay. Let's see. Next one after that. Thank you again, Derek. Mike Joyce. Steph, I rewatched Twilight recently, and I have a question. Did Bella have that cactus in her hand the whole time she flew from Arizona to Washington?
Oh my gosh, great question. Good job rewatching. Were you watching it on Netflix? I saw it trending. It's so funny when it retrends. It always does, like once a year. She probably did. She didn't want to let that piece of home go. That was important for her.
Interesting. I'm so curious if Sam or Tina have seen Twilight and if I want to put myself through that.
Yes.
I know.
Just take an edible. You'll have the time of your life.
I know. All right, let's see. Renee Reyes. After season 1 of Last of Us, I was super excited for season 2. After season 2, I don't really care when season 3 comes out. This variation of Ellie just didn't work for me. Did you wind up watching all of 2?
Yeah, of course.
And
I haven't been so upset with a show ever.
Okay. Yeah,
I am so upset. It honestly made me not want to watch TV in a bad way. I didn't want to watch TV for a week because I didn't trust any show. It was like I felt so. For me, characters are the most important thing for anything I'm watching. I love characters in a show and a movie, and I was attached to the characters. Obviously, in this season, from beginning to end, was like you don't get any characters to fall in love with, and if you do, they're not even going to act the way you think they're going to act.
Right. Yeah.
In any way, like there was nothing I could trust.
I got into a bit of a disagreement with Roxy because she thought it was a well-written season. I don't agree with that, and she thought it was better written than Andor, which I definitely don't agree with.
No.
Yeah, I thought that it made, and I don't disagree that I thought Ellie was so much more likable in season 1 than she was in season 2.
Yeah, the whole finale, I was like, why is she doing this? And I think that's okay to ask once, but it's not like a slasher horror film where the character is just expected to do the stupidest thing so that you could have the goriest possible scene. It was like, why is she doing that? And like ruining the story for me.
Yeah,
and that's it was like the whole point was a pessimistic point, and that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. I'm with you. Tim Sim, what's up, Tim? If it's not Alfonso, it's going to be tough. Honestly, who'll be in the director's chair? And yes, I'm fully acknowledging that it will never be Nolan, especially with these incoming producers on the franchise. Big PR problems ahead. I don't think Tim's wrong. I think that if they don't lock somebody down, definitively that people are going to be on board with, it's gonna be another one of those things. They're going to be, rolling a big old rock up a hill to start with.
Yeah, I think that it feels like a lot of directors don't want to work around those parameters, and the longer it goes, the more scary I think it will seem.
Cool Cash, CG. Hey, Kristian, Mike, and Steph. Poor Mike. Did you guys hear there was a test screener for Fantastic Four First Steps? I won't spoil it for anyone, but Galactus is good. The 4 are sad. Did you see it, Cool Cash? So the 4, but I guess, did you see it? So what does that mean? It looks like the way that I'm reading it. Tell me if I'm reading this correct, Cool Cash. If you did see it, you're saying that Galactus is good, but the Fantastic Four themselves are not good. Is that what you're saying? That's the way that I read that. Maybe I'm wrong. Shay Markel. I watched Days of Thunder for the first time. I never realized how many dramatic roles John C. Reilly was in back in the day. He was also in Gangs of New York. He sure was. I think it's where he kind of it's because he popped with Step Brothers and Dewey that it was that people those were the ones everyone started recognizing him from. But he was also he was a lot of dramatic roles.
Yeah.
CJ, support the sensational Steph. Also Kristian, I guess that's fair.
Thank you.
You guys showed up for me yesterday in Big Balls, so now it's Steph's time to shine. And it's possible that I might have to have Winston and Coy host tomorrow without me because I am going to because Sam's going to be coming in probably around 2 tomorrow. So unless I can do the show early or not do it at all, I got to see. Jay Anderson, so tired of having to justify to others why I like or dislike something. Facts. Today's tribalism and intolerance and fandoms have become exhausting. Yeah, but that's because of the inclusion of some social media, Jay. That's why. Because everybody you can back in everybody still had an opinion on it. Everybody still, they just couldn't tell you because there was no way to do it unless they were going to write you a letter, and that would cost too. And they're too lazy to do that.
Yeah, when you look at the comments of anything, it is insane.
It's exhausting. It really is, and I don't blame Jay. I saw a lot of these people who are
totally.
Yeah. Mike Joyce, Sydney Sweeney is selling a limited edition soap made with her own bathwater. Is that true? Why?
I looked it up.
Is that true?
Yes. Unless it's a joke, but she put out a video and it looked pretty real.
People will buy it. Why is she doing that? Why she doesn't need to do that? That's like something that happens after you had a hit sitcom like 20 years ago and you can't find work.
Right. I can't tell if it's a joke, but it's weird.
It is weird. It's like the girl who sells the farts in the bottle.
Right. And she's like it's like OnlyFans. It's completely different.
And I get it. Like when Gwyneth Paltrow's like, I'm going to sell a candle that smells like my vagina. It's like, okay, that's your selling point. I get it. It doesn't, I'm sure it doesn't, but you're selling it that way. You're going to have a bunch of people go, oh, here you go. But it's a candle and it's different. You're just selling it that particular way. You're not actually selling the bath water. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Paige Chowdhury. Hey, Steph. Hopefully your Reno goes, what is it?
Oh, thank you, Reno. Like a renovation. Yeah.
Reno goes, well, take breaks and love your space. Kristian, do you think that a Prince biopic would do well? If they get the right person, 100%. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to see? I would love to see that. But you gotta get the right person.
Right. Paige, thank you for the love on my space. I do love my space. I'm just excited for it to be finished. Yeah. But this is so random. But did you see Forever on Netflix?
Which one's that?
It's this. I doubt you saw it. It's like a teenage first love romance drama, and it's so good. I fell in love with the lead cast, but the lead boy, I don't think he has any. I don't think he's mixed for the Miles Morales role, but he was the first actor I've seen on screen where I was like, that is like what I think the live action Miles Morales would be like.
I still like Renzi Felice for the role, but I think he might be too old by the time they do it.
Right. I don't. Yeah. He's great too. Yep.
Yeah. Shay Markel. I can't wait until Denis is done with Dune. I want more of his low budget great flicks like Prisoners of Sicario. Would he do one for 50 mil? A Dune movie for 50 mil? No. But would he do another movie? Excuse me, another movie for 50 mil? Maybe. But I think he's also probably gotten to that point in his career where he probably doesn't want to do that anymore. That's what happens.
It's harder.
I mean, even look like Martin Scorsese. Still, the guy made his career on doing the smaller budget movies. Now it doesn't seem like he does a movie for under $200 million.
Yeah, so. I mean, it just seems like it's easier, to get things done when you have a bigger budget.
Right. Shay Markel, I love Dune though. Just finished the first 2 books.
So good. Yeah. Love it.
Mike Joyce, if Kristian wins solo, does it count for the contest? It's a good question. And
yeah.
I mean, I don't. Big Balls won, so probably go to Big Balls. Yeah, I don't know. Kristian, solidarity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one after this, 34 so far. Stuff 34. Jay Anderson, if the prequels were released today for the first time, how do you think Star Wars fans would react? It's Steph said they would be crapping all over it. The people who swear by it right now would be crapping all over them. saying that it was some, this is the worst. They did this, they did that. If they released those movies today, just the way that they looked and everything too, without George Lucas, let's say George Lucas wasn't involved and they released those same movies, people would go crapping all over them. There was something that I saw recently. They were talking about two political candidates, and they went up to this one person. They said, "Hey, so and so says this, and the reason why they didn't do this is because of this. What do you think?" Like, "Oh, I can't believe it. That person, the fact that they did that for their country, they wouldn't do it. They're unbelievable." And they said, "Oh, actually, we messed up. It was actually so and so, the person he was running against." And then "Oh, you did? Okay, so." "Oh, it's understandable. It makes sense. You can," and it was like, yeah, and you're like, but that's the same type of thing in the movie fandom in the way too. It's like, wait, if so and so's doing it, everything's great, but if so and so's doing it, it stinks. It's true.
So bad.
But yeah, I think so. I think it would be the same. It would be absolutely the same kind of reaction it got first time around. Okay, Shay Markel. Kristian, there's another YouTube channel named Mania full of ridiculous scenarios. There's one about a guy dating 4,500 ants in a trench coat. It's hilarious. Dating? How's he?
What? It's hilarious.
He's dating while he's wearing a trench coat? That's pretty funny. If he's dating, he's on a date while there's ants in his jacket. Is that what it is? It sounds like. I think so, right?
Wait, what does that mean? But it's amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, look it up, Steph. Mania is the YouTube channel. See if you see what it is.
Okay, I hope you don't send me to something like terrible.
Nah, Shay wouldn't do that. All right, let's see. Now we have 35. Can we push it? Can we get Steph to at least 100 today? That would be big. If she can't get to 200, we'll see. Ewok. Well, yesterday, by the way, before I even closed out, I was like, "Oh, we'll see if we can get to me 100." Next thing I know is at 222. Ewok. R.I.P. to Presley Shionaga, the lead actor in Satsi. Oh wow, passed away at the young age of 40. Powerhouse talent from South Africa. I haven't seen. I think Satsi came out in 2005, around that area, maybe a little earlier. But I remember seeing that movie and loving it. I was working at Silver at the time, and it was one of those things they submitted Gavin Hood. What they used to do, which was really great, was before these movies even came out, I would get these DVDs. Like David Gambino, who I worked for, he'd be like, "Hey, take a look at this, see if you like this movie, and if so, let me know if I should meet with the director." Right. So I remember watching that, going, "You got to meet with this guy. This is a great movie." But that was it had to have been 20 years ago. Let's see. All right. So now again, Ewok throws that one in there with 39. We have now Yes Boy.
Ewok.
Kristian, thoughts so far on 3 weeks of the Diddy trial and thoughts of what to expect in the upcoming weeks. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it. I have when I'll know is probably when they say what the verdict is. I couldn't tell you anything that's happening. I haven't paid attention in the slightest. Have you?
Yes, I've paid attention, not enough to be your source at all, but yeah. I think that it's disturbing, and maybe even more so disturbing is, like we've talked about all episode, is the comments. It's crazy. Oh. I just feel like I don't live on the same planet as some people.
Have they?
Like we could be reading the exact same thing, seeing the exact same thing, and having a completely different experience.
True. Have you? I haven't seen anything on this too, but I did think about this the other day. I was listening and an old Biggie Smalls song came up, and like they were really close, those two.
Yeah.
Has there been any like conversation about how much Biggie was involved, knew about his friend at all? Has there been any conversation about Biggie at all? Have you seen anything?
In the trial, no, but obviously there's been a lot of speculation on his. Yeah. There's been a ton of speculation on his entire life, including Biggie and Tupac and everything that went down in his involvement. But there's, it's like one of those things where I don't know if we'll ever know. Yeah.
Jay Anderson, Kidman and Sydney Sweeney as Lydia and Felicia Hardy. Is that from for SpiderMan? Is Sydney, is she rumored, or are you just saying that's kind of fan casting there, Jay? Haskell 420. June 2. Actors on actors. Colin and DeVito. Nice. That's fun.
That's so fun.
That's fun. I like that. I'll probably check
I
that
loved
out.
seeing their announcement today. I'm like, this show is so fun.
Yeah, that's nice. For me, Fountain of Youth felt like a poorly executed successor to The Mummy, and that sibling relationship seems strangely written. 2 out of 5 for me. Yeah, I mean, you're not. I've heard mostly that. I have. I mean,
yeah. It's a bummer.
Yep. King's Port Cal. What's up? Just checking in. New studio looks good. Thanks, man. Where's Brett? Brett is in LA. Brett will be making appearances on Wednesday, which is your follow-up to your next question. What did I hear about Chris Carr? Starting next week, Chris Carr is going to be an official member on Wednesdays.
Nice.
She'll be on every Wednesday. And Brett will probably be joining her on those shows a lot of the time. Hope all is well. Stop acting goofy. Never. Thank you, Cal. Cal's great. Cal's been long time viewer. Like hearing all these long time viewers. I'm wondering, Luke, give me an update on that that crown thing, by the way. Is that doing anything for the involvement on the channel? Who's in the lead, if anybody? Jay Anderson, if Superman makes more than Batman, Warner Brothers will 100% pull the plug on Batman 2. Yeah, Batman 2 will be the next release of the Snyder Cut. You know, you're probably not wrong that there'll be a lot of people that come out of the woodwork then and will be like, we don't need this. We want to see Matt Reeves Batman. But
right.
I just don't think it's going to happen, especially if it does well. If it doesn't do well, they're gonna make sure that it happens. They'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Mike Joyce follows it up and says, I don't get how the crowns work. Me either. I didn't comment nearly as much as some people did on Roxy's live stream last night, and I got the #1 crown. It might be an accumulation of all the times, Mike, because I'm sure you comment quite a bit over on that channel. But so I don't know if it's necessarily for this or if it kind of takes a lot of it. I think so. Yeah.
And it's probably testing out different things. We don't even know what its algorithm is.
Gabe Oliveira 805. Do we have an update on the actor who quit the Madden movie because David O used the N-word on set? I didn't even know that happened.
I didn't know that happened either.
I didn't even know that happened. Jeez.
I didn't know there was a Madden movie.
No, and I saw a ridiculous story about that movie. And can someone confirm this is true? I can't imagine this is true. It sounds like a story that someone made up, but apparently Nicolas Cage didn't know who John Madden was. And for the first half of the movie, he was given a bad email, and there was like some old woman like chef or something named Joan Madden or something along those lines, and he thought he was playing Joan Madden. It has to be bullshit. It has to be bullshit.
Yeah, there's no way.
But
that's
I saw
hysterical though.
But I saw it. I think it was like TMZ or something. Not to say that's super credible, but it wasn't like someone making it up.
Right.
Can someone confirm or deny if that's true? Because that's the best story I've ever heard if it's true.
Yeah, I would want a movie of that.
100%. Shay Markel, I failed to detach from the Last of Us game this season. There's some changes and it impacted why I love the story and romance. They felt like different characters. I think that's the whole point of what happened in this season. Season 1, especially after playing the game, season 1 to me was the most true adaptation of a straight to game to TV, with making some changes here and there, but not losing the essence of what the whole thing was about. From what I've seen in 2, I haven't played all 2, but what I've seen in 2 seems so different, the game from the show. And that's always been a problem what these video game movies do sometimes, and video game shows. They change things up when they don't need to. Just adapt it, add stuff, but adapt it. This seems like more of a change than it was the adaptation.
I'm seeing both kind of comments though from game users. I've seen one that's like they barely made any changes, but the changes that they did were like they didn't do it well. But the one that seems consistent and was my biggest criticism was that and correct me if I'm wrong, people who've played part 2, is that Ellie's arc is like that, where that a lot of people didn't like part 2 as much because it is like she's making like, yes, she wants revenge, but it's like nonsensical, and a lot of people didn't like that, and a lot of people never wanted to be on the side of Abby at all. And so now that, and I guess we're gonna get like a POV of her.
That's kind of what happens in the game too. But I'm just, and I like Caitlin. I am not on board with Abby at all.
At all. Like I don't care. Like
I don't care how much they redeem her. I don't care what they do.
Right.
I don't care what they redeem her. I don't care. Like
I don't care.
Yeah.
Same. And I love and it has nothing to do with the
actress.
With her
at all. No.
Nothing.
The character. Mirjam became a YouTube member. Welcome, Mirjam. We hope to see you. So for people who are joining on the membership, we do the live Q&As and live streams. Yesterday was great. We kind of combined it where if you're at like the $50 tier, you can come in, you can co-host the show with us for the full hour. But anyone at the $5 tier and up, you can come in and ask a video question and kind of set the topic for the live stream. It was a lot of fun yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Armada, Macquarie for Bond. I don't know. I like Macquarie, but I don't know if he's the right guy for Bond. Did you see the Mission movie yet?
No, we're going tomorrow night.
Okay.
My niece was born, or else I would have shown up for Tom Cruise's efforts for the box office on opening weekend.
That's fair. Bonsai Brandon, sorry for insulting S-Man the other day. Please still try to watch Kung Fury Sizzle. What do y'all think of Mobland and the studio finale? Loved the studio finale. Did you watch it, Steph?
No, I'm watching it tonight. I've been loving the entire season though, so I feel like
it's so up your alley. So
okay, amazing. Yes. Just started Mobland last night though.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. I like it. I like it.
I need to finish that one, so I gotta watch
it.
It's the truth. 42, Steph, fighting back. Okay. I love Shrinking. It's a good show. It is a good show.
Yep, it is. Definitely is.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. Following that up now with Derek throwing. Oh, here comes Derek throwing in some support. Where do we go?
Nice. Thank you, Derek.
What did I miss? Oh, I hit the wrong button, Steph. What's happening?
I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on with your channel, by the way? Are you working on it?
Yes, I am so close. So I, was testing a bunch of things, how I wanted to film. And the first month of videos, you'll see there's like a bunch of things going on. And I'm kind of doing that to see what I like to do, what people like to watch, and but that took a while filming. And then I'm editing them all myself. So I'm almost done editing all of them. I wanted to have a month full of edits already done out the gate. Plus, so that I don't have to worry about that, and then I'm like already on track. So that's where it's been, but we're like super close, so I'm really excited.
Good. Yeah, we'll do a big promotion for it for sure.
Thank you.
Before you leave, before we go up there, I'm going to tell you about the vegan influencer thing.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, well, Jake, I made an omelet this morning. Then I turned around and did a little dance. Why? I don't give a shit.
Period.
That's the last 2 days, Steph. That was me. Like, so I'd be like, why? I don't give a shit. And
that's amazing.
That's what I want. That's what I want this audience to start doing. Like, say things like, Jake, you knew the assignment and you nailed it. There are there's a lot of different t-shirts I want to make. I want to make a I don't give a shit t-shirt. I want to make
the culture of the show.
I want to make a movies are for everyone t-shirt. I want to make a whole bunch of things in there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in general. Kristian was number 1, number 2,
nice,
number 3, nice. Space Jesus. I saw a rumor that Sinners 2 might happen. Thoughts? Warner Brothers probably knocking on Ryan Coogler's door saying, "Do it, do it, do it, do it."
Yeah, I don't think it's a rumor. I think it's in his contract, right? After a certain amount of movies, that was the plan, is Sinners 2. I thought that was.
Yes. I mean, you definitely could do it.
I mean, that could have been a rumor, but I finished the movie thinking, oh my God, I would definitely follow the characters that are left into the future for sure.
I'm probably going to do a reaction to that one because it comes out next week. And I think she hasn't seen it. So I'm probably going to do that one with her.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Shay Markel. No, his girlfriend is literally just 4,500 ants in a trench coat. What? The page is Mania 9222. It's so dumb. It's good. How the hell?
Okay, wait. I'm so glad you said, because I looked and
couldn't find
there was no Mania, but that makes sense.
9222. Yes,
completely different. Thank you.
Mirjam, I watched all of The Handmaid's Tale in 1 week. Did you watch this stuff? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, you probably you're probably gonna leave your house after you did that.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't watch it. It's too scary, you guys. That is like too on the nose what I think would happen if the wrong people continued to be in power.
Yeah. No, I think I watched one episode a long time ago. Armada, Conjuring franchise reaction before Conjuring 4, maybe, and probably with Tina, to be honest with you, because we just released Final Destination 5 today. Hopefully you guys check that out. And then tomorrow we are going to release Moon Knight, and then if Sam does get in here tomorrow, which I think she will, we're probably going to release Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness on Saturday, and then Ms. Marvel will start. Yeah,
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel starts next week, and then we lead into a bunch of movies. I think I'm going to wind up doing She-Hulk. I don't want to, but I think I'm going to do it. Jay Anderson, all you can eat sushi. What are you ordering first? Yellowtail. Big yellowtail guy with some jalapeno on it.
That's such a good order. What I'm ordering first is really what I order first, which is the crispy rice spicy tuna as my starter.
It's a go-to for a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool Cash. GG. I heard from Scoopers that Galactus is a highlight, but the 4 are underutilized. Reed's powers are disappointing, and the thing is barely used. That would be they need this movie to work. They really need this movie to work. If not, they're just gonna get to Avengers, get to both the Avengers movies, then go, oof, and then go, all right, X-Men, let's go. Because then you just put it to bed. Put everything else to bed. If these don't, if Fantastic Four does not work, you have to put everything to bed.
Oh man, that would be a bummer.
Armada, who says what better, Gary Busey or Stone Cold? I had the personal experience of dealing with Gary Busey's what, and I probably say it's Gary Busey. Stone Cold had turned it into the thing that you hear at wrestling all the time, but Gary Busey was legit. It wasn't a bit like it was with Stone Cold. Did I tell you this story, Steph? Sitting on a balcony with it, on a rooftop with him twice in the blazing heat.
No, I don't think.
So just ask me any questions. So let's have I'm Gary Busey. You want to do a podcast with me? Ask me questions, and I'm going to show you how this went. But keep asking questions no matter what I do. Okay.
Okay. So I'd love to have you on my podcast. Do you have any availability coming up?
What? Do I have what?
My availability.
What? What? I don't understand. You're talking about a lot of different things in the atmosphere that are happening at this current moment in time. Time, telling, interesting, metaphorical experiments. Time. What?
Right. We can talk about that just
Nothing
like in my studio.
Nothing is right. Everything is there. There's nothing right. What?
That's what happened.
That's insane.
That's what happened throughout the entire. It was the best and the worst at the same time.
How'd you exit the conversation? Were you like,
okay? It was just over an hour and a half. It was my attorney was the one who called me, and she was like, "Hey, I'm representing Gary Busey right now. He wants to do this podcast. I thought of you immediately. You should meet with him." And I said, I have to find out if he is how much of this is an act and how much of it is real. I thought maybe it was like 40% real and like 60% act. It is 99.9% real. 99.9. And my favorite thing that ever happened to me was when he big upped me. It was the best. He had this book that he wrote. It was like Buseyisms or something. And he had a book it was like 6 people in the meeting. And I'm sitting here, the one person that everybody wants to do the podcast with him, except him, as we're sitting there. And he goes, I have a book here. Here's one for you. This is one here's for you. This one here's for you. For you. He looks at me with the book and goes, this stuff. Puts it next to him. Doesn't even give it to me. It's the best. And then he goes, he's given this whole list of the people that he wants in the podcast. And he goes, he's like, yeah, I believe that we should have a
this person, blah, blah, blah. He's going through the list and he goes, Milton Berle, is George Carlin still with us? And I go, no, he's gone, and so is Milton Berle. He goes, well, we got to cross him off the list then. It was the best. It was the best. Rishi Shukla.
So funny.
That was a portion of it. That was
so good, man.
Told one of the people there that she would look great in a dominatrix outfit. It was the best.
A night with Gary.
Game 2 sunny days with Gary. 2 sunny days blasting heat on my neck.
Oh God.
Game Ellie is hellbent on revenge, but in a smart, calculated, and capable way. You root for her all the way. Show Ellie is compulsive, childish, and is bailed out of others by a lot. She's hard to root for. Main difference. I felt that. I felt that. I really did.
God, that's awful. Right.
And I like Bella a lot. I don't think it was her fault. People giving her unjustified shit. I really do think it's not her fault. She was directed to do it this way because she's not unlike. She's very likable in the first season. She is unlikable in the second season, and I didn't feel like she was calculated. I didn't feel like she was even rage. She would be in the rage bit for like a second, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a dad, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that," and it's like, "Yay!" And it's like you're forgetting about why you're there in the game. She's pissed off when she finds out that Dina's pregnant.
Oh my gosh, see, that's a huge difference because to me, it's like you can't have both. If she was so happy that she was gonna be a part of this child's life and her love is having a baby, then you don't get to run off and be insane with everyone in your life and yourself. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it was poorly. It was poorly written this season, and they tried to take too many differences, and they should have just stuck with what was working. Armada, did Steph see you and Sam laughing hard after Moon Knight? Yeah, I showed her earlier. I showed her the Winston reaction.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
Yeah. Mirjam, that is why I now want to watch lighter stuff to cleanse the palate from the darker stuff in Handmaid's Tale. Then definitely watch Studio.
Yeah, you need something light for sure.
Studio is your solution. Levi, thoughts on the Caitlin Dever film No One Will Save You? Excellent alien film. I've heard it was really good. I didn't see it though. Is it pretty good? Did you see that one?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't. I haven't, but I would. I like alien films and I like her.
Jake, I love Doomsday. Would be great if both open the same day, although I did have concern over who gets more IMAX screens. It's pretty Doomsday is pretty great hashtag. That I like a lot better than Barbenheimer. I'll tell you that.
I like Barbenheimer.
Well, most people do. The grouchy old man not. But I like Doomsday. I like that a lot, but I think Dune's going to move. Dune's going to move. Hector Pena, what's a movie that never fails to make you laugh the hardest? Also support for Steph and Kristian. Caddyshack. Caddyshack always gets me. And Hot Shots, first one.
Probably Austin Powers. Yeah.
Austin Powers is a good one.
Yeah.
57, Steph. 57.
Nice.
Yeah. Armada, did you ever see that video of Gary Busey getting into a hit and run in LA with another car? Yeah, we covered it on the show. And we did a short. There's a short. If you go to like most viewed shorts on this channel, it's one of them. He drove away from who he drove into. Oh, yeah, we watched it. Me, Roxy, and Brett did a whole thing about it. And yeah, we definitely watched that. Yeah, it was
That's hysterical and scary.
Yeah, he drove away. Shay Markel, I just watched The Firm. Gary was in that movie. Was he? Gary is a good actor. Gary's a really good actor. Two meatballs, Utah. 2. That you've seen, right, Steph? Point Break?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you remember?
Yes, I have.
He's his partner. Gary Busey. And he's like, give me 2 meatball. 2.
I don't know how you remember lines of things.
Well, that one that's a classic. Derek Johnson, give me that wasabi, no jalapenos. I do both. I do wasabi and jalapenos. I take what I do with the wasabi, Steph. I take the low sodium soy sauce, put it in the thing, and then I take a big chunk of the wasabi and I mix it in.
Yeah, I like that. I like that way, even though that's not the total way. I feel like it's the most efficient way.
100%. I like sometimes I just take a little bit of it. Important. So there's certain things I don't use
wasabi for it all because you're not supposed to. But there's other times I mean not wasabi, soy that I don't use. But
right,
I'm telling you, when I do go back to LA for a visit, I'm going my favorite sushi place. I told you about that, right? The You and Me, YUNMI on.
No.
Oh my God, it's the best. It's the best. YUNMI. You should go. You'll like it.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
Armada, players of the video game. I agree with the criticism. Oh, player of the video game. I agree with the criticisms of season 2 of Last of Us, where they couldn't decide whether Ellie was raging or sympathetic towards people. Yeah, it's like it was inconsistent. And I'm so surprised because Roxy's usually a pretty good judge on writing. I'm surprised she was like swearing by it. She's like, yeah, I thought it was brilliantly written. I'm like, hey, to each their own, but like that to me is not a very well written show.
I could not stand it, and I don't know what happened with if the deaths were the same in season 2 as part 2, but I really didn't like it, and in a different way than the big death. I was like, okay, I guess that was happening the whole time. I don't like it, but I'm like, whatever. That's one thing I can. It's the big thing of the show, but I don't know, this finale one, I was like, really? And the way it happened, I just felt so unfair.
Felt really unfair. Remember what I told you before though about that John Madden thing? I have an update.
Yeah.
I have an
Oh
update.
my gosh, tell me.
Before we do that, here we go. Let's see. Where the hell is it? Media assets. Okay. TMZ. Dysfunction on set. Nicolas Cage reportedly had no idea who John Madden was, and due to research mix-up, plays half the upcoming biopic as a 66-year-old black woman he thought was Joan Madden, a Mary Kay saleswoman from Arkansas. That's the best story that has ever hit the internet.
Wait. What is... I need this investigation.
Come on.
What?
Are you kidding me?
This is better than like the World Chess Championship issue. This is so what?
I mean, it's mind blowing.
That can't be real.
66-year-old black woman. This doesn't come, but it's coming from like TMZ, which again, you go, oh yeah, it's TMZ, but they usually report on stuff that's accurate. It's the best.
I need backup, and also maybe I don't need backup. Maybe I just want to believe that.
I just want to believe that. True.
Yeah.
Jay Anderson, do you have any cool hobbies? I'm getting my scuba diving license this weekend. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
No, I'm so boring now. My hobbies now are going to the gym and hanging out with the family on the weekends.
Yeah, well, those are good hobbies. My mom's hobby her whole life has just been family. She doesn't, other than work, because she's a workaholic, but she literally doesn't have a hobby. It's the funniest thing ever. I have a lot of hobbies right now. The renovation is kind of taking up my, I can't paint, which is like a huge thing for me. I like improv. I haven't done it in like 6 months. That's a hobby for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Alex, you're right, Kristian. I do want Sam to watch She-Hulk. The Madison and Daredevil episodes are gold. I think I'm going to wind up putting my head through the middle of the table during those reactions.
I love Madison.
She was so annoying. I'm going to get the first 2 episodes. I remember watching the first 2 and saying, oh, this show's pretty good. I like this show. And then it just turns into a complete fart fest. Now, what I'm going to say, though, is what I'm not going to do, and I promise you, I'm not going to give my opinion on the show at all until it's way over, and I won't, and I'll try to make sure that Sam isn't reading that I think it's, a big pile of garbage. So maybe she'll laugh at it. Maybe she'll like it.
Yeah, don't give your opinion.
I won't give it. I'll give it at the end. But
okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Madison was really annoying. She spoiled The Sopranos too. Armada, Gary Busey and Pet Court. Yeah, to me the problem with that is all scripted. I wanted that to be real. That was all scripted. He's like, did you ever see that, the Pet Court thing?
No.
It was like he was the judge. It was like the people's court, but they bring in like pets and stuff, and he was the judge.
Oh, that's fun.
It was, but it was the bit. It was like it should have been one skit. That's it. Shay Markel, Not the Bees, another great moment for sure. Let's see after that. Okay, that's it right now. So these are one of the. Actually, you know what? Let me bring this up so give people a chance if they want to keep you on, they can. But here's that story stuff. Look at this. It's continuing to go on here. and the drama of this movie already is continuing. It hasn't even began. Is that Michael Fassbender? Looks like him, doesn't it?
No, doesn't that look like? No, it looks like. I know it's not him, but it looks like Christian Bale, low-key.
I think you're 100% right. I think that's exactly who that is.
Oh,
I think
do they have a prosthetic on him?
Not Christian Bale. I think it's Christian. Is it Christian Bale? It is Christian
Who
Bale.
is that?
It is Christian Bale. It is Christian Bale. You're right.
What?
It is. All right. Madden movie. An actor quits alleged use of N-word, full nudity. Studio is disputing the report. A supporting actor in the upcoming Madden film quit on Friday, just 2 weeks into production, allegedly over the use of the N-word and full frontal nudity. But sources close to Amazon Studios tell us the allegations are being twisted. Here's the deal. TMZ spoke with 5 members of the cast and crew for the upcoming film starring Nicolas Cage and Christian Bale as Al Davis, and they independently leveled some serious claims about the film's director, David O. Russell. Crew and cast members told us on Friday Russell was working with the unnamed actor on an impromptu monologue when the director allegedly said the N-word and that upset the actor, along with others who allegedly walked off set before they broke for lunch and subsequently wrapped for the day. Studio sources tell TMZ it was actually the actor's idea to include the N-word in the scene after a private creative conversation with the director, but ultimately the word was not used when they shot the scene. The sources stand firm. David did not say the word while shooting the scene, but declined to speculate what upset the actor and others in the moment. We're also told by the cast and crew sources that a day earlier, the same actor made it clear he did not want to be nude in the scene and in the locker room setting, which allegedly pissed off David, and his reaction was unprofessional. However, the studio sources say an intimacy coordinator tried to make the actor more comfortable and suggested different blocking, but the actor still had an issue, which is when David calmly said he didn't have to be in the shot. The studio stressed that nudity was not sprung on anyone, sprung being the word. Everyone knew well in advance parts would be on display. Studio sources also noted that the door for the actor to return to production is not closed and conversations are ongoing. One Madden individual told us production had been a mess with conflicts like the aforementioned allegations and tensions were being exacerbated by Nick and Christian, who are both true method actors portraying their characters with an intensity that doesn't end when the cameras stop rolling. Studio sources told us both actors, Oscar winners, were fully committed to their roles and improvisations were welcome, but nothing improper involving either actor has occurred between takes. Okay, this doesn't say anything about him playing the lady, which I really wanted to
get which is a bummer. The rest seems like very highly dramatic.
It's you just don't know until you know. You know what I mean? You just don't know until you know. So I don't. Yeah, I don't. So I don't know what to make of it. Not Christian Bale, but David O. Russell has been known for being, kind of a hothead and saying and getting people pissed off. Maybe he's worked on it. I don't know. So I don't really know what to make of it overall. But nonetheless, I still have to find out. Someone's got to ask him when they're doing the press about him playing the 60s.
I need the important questions asked.
Jay Anderson, biggest gym pet peeve right now. It's the guy with the socks. It's the guy with the socks. There's a guy at the gym that we go to that my friend and I get pissed off about all the time. The guy walks around like it's his living room with his shoes off, and he wears these black socks, and he just walks around with the socks like he's home.
I see it.
I hate it.
I just started following this girl on TikTok, and all she did was say, "These are my credentials," and she turned around and it was her butt. And I was like, that was the best credentials ever. But she walks around in socks, or she works out. All the videos are in socks. And I'm like, I get why that's better, but it's also
not your house.
It's odd. It is odd.
It's not your house. You have to.
My biggest pet peeve is I don't like when you take too long on a machine, especially if it's a popular machine. I just really work hard to get my 3 sets in and get out. And the people who just like sit there and they're not even breaking a sweat while there's a line, I'm like, ugh.
How often do you go a week?
I try to go like 4 times a week. Or at least 3 times to the gym and then like 2 times like outdoor exercise or yoga.
Nice. Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Jake, making bets on whether or not during your Thor Love and Thunder reaction you've jumped out the window faster than the Flash by the halfway point. That one's going to be harder for me to hold my disappointment in than She-Hulk is. Because She-Hulk's only half-hour episodes. I can brush through it, take a break. Thor: Love and Thunder stinks. It might be the worst Marvel movie. That and the Marvels are going to be tough. Like I gotta get to that Singing Planet again. Oh my god! I told myself I'd never watch that movie ever again.
Hysterical.
So I don't know. Yeah, those coming up. They're coming up. I think she's going to be sobbing like she's going to be sobbing during Guardians 3 though.
Oh my god! Yeah, that movie broke me.
Yeah, Armada. Do you think you can do bad movie reactions? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Can we look at? I mean, yeah, I'm talking about doing Thor: Love and Thunder. Is that what you mean?
Or do you think there's people who have bad movie reactions? Can you clarify for the court?
Brooklyn, did we ever find out why Collider Mike smelled so bad? No. Do you hear this? Roxy, wherever Roxy sat, for some reason in that one seat, it's like a bad smell. And he replaced the covers and everything. It still smelled bad.
Did someone die there?
No, I don't know if it was halitosis or somebody had halitosis and put it on the mic. I have no idea, but whatever it was and what she was using, she always had that problem. Shay Markel, would you date 4,500 ants in a trench coat? This is annoying me. Not Shay. You're not. This stupid thing on my mustache.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, hair that keeps it's driving me nuts. No, not Shay. Yeah. No. Same.
No, I need something to like fully grab on.
Yes. Speaking of that, we are at 69 right now.
Nice.
There you go. Tim Sim, regarding season 2 of Last of Us, Steph, if you're not on board with season 2, you're not going to be on board for the rest of the season ahead.
Yeah.
The second game, the season adapted, the first part is outstanding, but divisive for others. Yeah, I'm not on board either. Like,
I'm not like violently against the creators or think that they're, I think that they're very talented. It just is the story doesn't work for me anymore, and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
So, and if you're on board with
it, I probably won't tune into season 3. Yeah,
but they lost a lot of that was one of the biggest shows on television. It was huge in season 1. It lost so many people. It lost so many people. That show, like the fact that they greenlit it for 4 seasons, I think is a mistake. Sign out.
I think it will. Also, it's like the number drop off of people who stopped watching after the second episode with Joel. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, because they just didn't make Ellie likable enough to give her own show yet. They just didn't make her likable enough. And you got to have a likable character. She was great in the first season. She was great. And again, it wasn't Bella's performance. I thought Bella's performance was exactly what she was asked to do. I think she's a very, very talented actress, but that was not the way that they should have had that character go.
It has nothing to do with being woke. It's literally it was just the character choices.
It was badly written. Shay Markel, sorry, that skit has lived rent-free all day. That's fair. To which she says, good night, good people. Best wishes to you. Shay, you're the best. Thank you for being in here as always. Yes, so great. Okay, so 72 right now. Armada, like Miami Connection or Samurai Cop. Oh, those 2 movies. So, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. And I just don't know if anybody would watch them. That's the whole thing. Alex, the show is a pile of trash outside of those episodes. Oh, okay. I may have a Madison Funko, Steph. You don't like She-Hulk. You just
awesome.
Love Tatiana's She-Hulk and hope she's back. I don't disagree with any of that. I think that I think Tatiana was fantastic as She-Hulk, and I like her a lot. I just think the show is farts in a car.
I like the show.
You like farts in a car.
Yep.
Tim, this is coming from me, who played the second game and thought it was one of the best games, but I can understand why it is divisive and will not work for everyone. And they are, in my opinion, adapting it well. So take it for what you will. Hey, you can't. This is what I always like about Tim. Tim always brings his points across well, and I think that's fair. If you like it,
totally.
Yeah,
I'm glad it works for you, especially as someone who's played the game. That's awesome.
It's true. Okay. That being said, that's our show for today. Steph, 72 is pretty damn good. Pretty damn
thanks,
good.
guys.
Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you check out Steph. Do you have a channel name yet, or is it not
ready? It's just youtube.com/Steph Sabraw, and I'll have more concrete like date soon, but it will be this month. It will.
Okay. Well, there you go. So make sure you check out Steph. And again, when she's back, once we get closer to the release date of the channel, we'll start giving it a lot of love. Yes. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're so close to 10,000 on the Clips channel, guys. Like 200 people away. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, please do that. Thanks. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye, everyone. As they say in Moon Knight, light is gay is.